Dean, Christina Blobaum. We have Associate Dean for Research and Faculty Affairs here. So she works with graduate students, as does our program coordinator for graduate studies, Dr. Rick Mangrum. So we're here just to say hello, check in and see how you're doing, see if you have any questions. There have been an awful lot of new policies coming out from the university leadership, and we thought this might be a good time to explain anything that might be confusing or point you to the right place to go if you have questions. So first, so I know all I see is your email address, so I'm afraid that I can't necessarily translate that into a first name, so I apologize for that. But I see Vishnu, K.A. Carla, Riquing Lu, so I'm not sure what your what all of your first names are, but thank you for joining. First question, and so unmute please, because I'd like to hear from you. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing good, ma'am.
You doing well? Okay.
Yeah.
How are your classes going? Are you, is everything going well there? Are you facing any challenges?
No, we are doing good. As of now, up to now, we are doing good.
Doing well so far? Okay. How about the transition to technology? Has the remote delivery been going well? And I know you just said yes, but this is specifically about the remote delivery. Has that been working well for you?
Yeah, as we took our 2 subjects and those are both are online, so we are doing good with that.
Okay, great. So what about all of the policies that have been coming out? One of the
Like,
ones now,
we didn't understand about the pass or fail thing, that what about
yes.
that? So we didn't get that point. So we are here to clear about that.
Absolutely.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to see if either Dr. Mangrum or Dr. Harrison wants to jump in and talk about the pass-fail option.
Okay.
Either of you?
Sure. Sure.
Dr. Harrison, you're on mute.
I think you can't hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. The pass-fail policy that the university has put into place is really out of an abundance of consideration for you, our students. And the idea is to allow you some flexibility with respect to, the fact that we've had to make this big transition and how we provide your classes to you, and also how everyone is having to adapt to life in this current state. So what the policy allows you to do is you can continue to take the course. You can continue to take the course as usual and get a grade, and you can decide either at this point or all the way up until after you get your letter grade for the course, whether or not you would like to have that letter grade converted to pass-fail. I don't recall the specific date on that, but if you get an A in the course, for example, you may not elect to take that as a pass-fail, because an A actually goes into your GPA averaging and is a good grade for those purposes. But if you fail a class, or if you make a less than desirable grade, you could opt to take a pass. And if you take a pass-fail, there's no impact on your GPA from that pass-fail grade. I may have left some things out, Rick, if you want to help me, or Dean Blobaum.
Yeah, I think we need a quick clarification. If you fail it, then you fail it, regardless of whether it's pass-fail or a grade.
Okay.
But if you get a grade that is a pass, but maybe not as high as you might have wanted, you could opt for a pass-fail, and then it would not necessarily negatively impact your GPA. Dr. Mangrum, do you want to jump in and say anything about that?
No, you guys explained it very well. That's the policy.
Yeah, and I guess here's some nuances for the students to understand. This is all up to you. It has nothing to do with the faculty. The faculty are not aware of your choice. The faculty are just going to
Okay.
assign grades as always. You make that choice, and then someone above this college, wherever it is,
The
will then
registrar's
take
office.
that grade. If you have chosen to do pass-fail, they'll take it and then they'll turn it into either a pass or a fail. It doesn't happen with the faculty, and the faculty don't know.
Oh, thank you. It's good.
Yeah,
Yep.
that translation from a letter grade to a pass-fail happens in the registrar's office, is my understanding. So,
Like it's the end of semester, are we gonna take before that?
at the end of the semester.
Oh, it's great. Thank you so much. Thank
Mhm.
you.
But you have to decide whether you want to take that option or not. And then if you do, it is on the university website where you go to do that. And Dr. Harrison, Dr. Mangrum, it was in one of the communications from the provost's office, I believe, that
Right.
explains about pass-fail. So if you go to the COVID website at Kent State, that's one of the places where you'll find all the communication from the president and the provost, and all the instructions will be there.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, does this affect like all the courses? Like those are already online courses. Does it affect that?
Every single course in this college, you can choose to do pass-fail. It's ultimately your decision as to whether that'll be a good thing for you or a bad thing. Not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe a worse thing than just taking a grade. Obviously, if you're going to get an A, I would suggest that you keep it as a letter
The A.
grade.
Yeah,
Take the
yeah, I
A,
got it. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Mhm.
and maybe even a B. It's whatever will help your GPA. You want to do that.
Oh, my question is like, we're gonna see the grade before taking the pass or fail. Like in one subject I got like A, and in the subject I got like B. So can I see that grade before taking the pass or fail?
Yes, so you definitely need to go to the right place at the university website. And I'm going to ask either Dr. Mangrum or Dr. Harrison to track it down right this minute so we can share it with you.
Okay. Thank you.
To verify what the date is, because there is a date by which you must choose. This morning, Dr. McFarland, with one of our undergraduate sessions, said it actually was after finals, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean. Okay, so Dr. Harrison, did you find the right place? And could you post it in the chat?
Sure. I'm looking for it now, and I'll post it in the chat in a few minutes.
Thank you.
So it might be that you take your final. It doesn't necessarily, the timing might not be that you have your final grade, but the timing might be that you at least take your final, and we'll have a sense of how you're doing. We'll track that down in just a second.
But I will tell you in a minute.
Yep.
I think final grades will be posted on May 14th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. COVID.
So while Dr. Harrison is finding that, what else can we
It's Monday,
talk about?
May 18th.
Oh, May 18th is the deadline?
Monday, May 18th.
So by Monday, May 18th, could you please post in the chat the link where you found that? And that would be very helpful to everyone, including me.
And there is a pass-fail request form on the website that Dr. Mangrum is going to be posting. And so the student absolutely has to be the one to initiate the pass-fail. And so there is the form that you have to do, and there's also a link to a frequently asked questions page there. So all of those things should help. All right. And here
Dr. Mangrum, is there a link someplace
I
where
just stuck it
there
up
you
there.
go. We got it. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
I have a quick question. If we don't select anything like pass or fail or grades, it will be automatically posted as grades, right?
That's correct.
Perfect.
Yeah, nothing is different. And again, from the faculty member's perspective, there's absolutely nothing different. They're just
Got it.
doing the same thing. And then everything else happens at a different level with the registrar's office.
Got you.
Mhm. What about registration for next semester and for summer? Let's talk about summer a little bit. You know that summer 1 and 2 will be remote. Summer 3 has not been decided. That decision will happen sometime in May and will very much depend upon what the governor of the state of Ohio is saying at that time. So that's where our leadership for the university will get their guidance. And then with regards to fall, I will tell you that we are already looking at all of our courses that we're planning on having in the fall and trying to have some remote options for as many of those as possible. So we might have in-person sessions and then also a remote piece to that as well. So I don't know if Dr. Harrison or Dr. Mangrum would like to speak to that, because I know that we are partway through the planning for that. Dr. Harrison, anything to say about that?
Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt. I have a quick question. What do you mean by summer 1, summer 2, and summer 3?
Okay, so graduate students don't necessarily take courses over the summer, but there are 3 different summer sessions. They are called summer 1, summer 2, and summer 3. And so you can find information out about that on the website if you are planning on taking summer courses. And I don't know that our college necessarily has had graduate courses over the summer. Dr. Mangrum can talk about that perhaps. But if you are planning on taking something here or elsewhere as a course, there won't be any in-person courses for the beginning of the summer. So we just know all the way up through part of July, at least, there's no in-person classes. And then towards the end of July, there will be a decision later on. Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Rick, where are you going to?
Rick, you are on mute.
We do have graduate classes. They're typically ones that are online anyway, so it shouldn't be much of a difference this summer. But any ones that were face-to-face would just be done remote. So, and that's for both the summer 1 and summer 2 sessions right now.
And we are already looking at summer 3, which is towards the end of the summer, and encouraging people to think about remote delivery, because it's quite possible that we will still be remote by the time end of summer comes. And then, as I said, in fall, we're going to be offering as many remote sessions as possible, as well as possible online courses that were not originally scheduled. So we're still looking at that.
So if you don't mind, Dean Blobom, I have a quick question for the students that are on the line. What programs are you a part of? Are you primarily MTech or?
I think I mean MTech, and I have a concentration in like quality engineering, I think.
Okay, so you're MET.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you will be starting in the fall, or you transitioned from MTech to MET, is that correct?
Yeah. I transferred from MTech to MET.
And you've already, the reason I'm asking is because if we have folks that are still in MTech, but have not transitioned from the MTech program to the MET, I wanted to encourage you to do so. So you're telling me that you've already completed that transition?
Yeah. I think I completed.
There's just a form that has to be filled out.
Right. Yeah. And others, are the other 2 MTechs or METs?
Vishnu?
Yeah, we got transferred and we went to Richard Mangrum and we did that.
Okay, great.
Excellent.
Like we are into computer engineering and technology.
Fantastic. And Vishnu?
Yeah, we both are in the same thing.
Oh,
Okay,
very good.
great.
Me and Karthik.
Okay. When are you scheduled to graduate? Do you know?
Yeah, like next year, August, I think so. Like 2021 August.
Okay, very good. So one of the things we're letting students know is that with everything that's going on, this should not be a reason for you to not graduate. So if you are feeling like this is in some way impeding your progress to graduation, you need to be talking with us, because it should not be. We are making sure that there should be no roadblocks to you graduating at the time that you originally anticipated.
Oh,
So
this is our
sure
first
that you are-
semester that we got in.
What's that?
Yeah, this is our first semester that we got in.
It's an exciting one.
Yeah, with a lot of challenges on it.
All right. Any other questions? Anything else that you can think of at all?
So I have a quick question. So for international students, there any policy changing for that? Like, I know we have to take lecture courses for each semester, but I don't know if that policy has changed or not.
These remote classes are lecture classes. It does not affect you, to my knowledge. And it's just the number of online classes, I think, is what will affect. So I'm going to ask Dr. Mangrum actually to jump in, or Dr. Harrison.
So the online classes will just go as offered usually. And then anything that would be face-to-face would just be offered remote instead. But it shouldn't affect any online offerings.
No, that wasn't the question. The question has to do with immigration and the number of courses that have to be taken in person when they are in the United States, I think.
Remote is considered in person.
Right.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, so you have to have 9 hours of face-to-face, and if you take 3 hours of remote instruction, that would satisfy that requirement.
Three courses.
Three
Three courses of 3 credit hours. Yep.
Yeah, 3 credit.
Okay,
Sorry.
gotcha. Thank you.
Anything else? Nothing? All right. Who knows what the
Actually-
picture is? Oh, yep. Go ahead. Do you have a question?
Yeah, this is Vishnu. Actually, I have a question regarding the summer course. I just want to take a course in summer. So I'm like, what is the next step to be done after this? I'm like, we are gonna complete these courses in this May. How am I gonna register, and when is the due date, and what is the courses which we are allowed to register, and all those things.
Does anyone know when registration is for graduate students?
I think graduate students should be able to register for summer now.
That's what I thought. My son is an undergraduate student, and he actually registered for a course weeks ago. So you should be able to get online and look at the offerings and go ahead and get registered.
You should use that sheet of paper that I gave you that had all the courses in your concentration and core courses, and stick with those as much as possible. But you do have one elective you can take.
Yeah, sure.
And then at any time, if you have questions, obviously ask either Dr. Harrison or Dr. Mangrum.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? I see we just had another person join us. I think we're winding down, but I will tell you that everything, the recording of this will be posted online, and the chat will as well. But I see it says Jinsai. Jinsai, how are you? I'm Dean Blowbaum. We have Associate Dean Harrison and Dr. Mangrum, who is our Faculty Program Coordinator for Graduate Studies. Are there any questions or concerns that you have at this point? And so I think you're on mute. So if you could unmute and just let us know, that'd be great. Maybe not. That's fine. All right. So now I'm going to ask a question. Well, wait a minute. Jinsai, are you unmuted?
I don't have any question.
Okay, great. All right. So now I'm going to ask you a question. Now, look behind me. What do you think that is behind me? Any guesses? You have to unmute. Everyone can unmute.
Hologram.
What is it? No. What do you think that is? So it's just a poster. It's a background, but what do you think it's a background of?
in the campus?
That is going to be our new engineering wing that is going to be built onto our existing building. And
Oh,
so
it's
this is the
great.
atrium. Is that not beautiful?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's great.
yeah.
So you guys, if you're here in a year, will at least be here long enough to see probably the groundbreaking of this new facility. And if you're here longer, then maybe you'll actually see it to completion. But at the very least, once you graduate, you'll come back and visit it for the grand opening. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
That's great.
It is going to be beautiful. You'll hear more about that as we go along.
So we have one other
Alrighty,
person
well,
that joined, Hema. Hema, do you have any questions in particular?
Hey Jocelyn, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Questions?
I don't know, questions. I just joined um to know more about this.
so we just did a little bit of an overview of the pass-fail policy. So if you want to learn more about that, at the end, we can stay on. Dr. Harrison, Dr. Mangrum, and I can stay on a little bit. There weren't an awful lot of questions. We were just explaining that we're here to answer any questions you might have. We talked a little bit about summer and registration for summer. And if you open up your chat, you'll see over to the right-hand side, there's a link that has been posted from Dr. Harrison. And that link is where if you choose to do a pass-fail this semester, you'd be able to use that link and find the form for that. But any kind of questions you might have, just go ahead and ask it here. This is your time to ask questions.
Sorry to interrupt. I have a question that we have a plan to move India this month end because they're gonna open the entry by the month end. Till then, we need to stay back over here. Can we use the Blackboard by going all the way to India too? Or do we need to take any kind of permissions to use Blackboard from India?
To my knowledge, you should be able to use Blackboard anywhere. So my understanding is you're, as soon as you are allowed to travel, your thought is to head back home to India and then continue your final coursework there. Is that your idea? And then you're just asking if that'll be a problem?
Yeah, and not only that, but still what I want to ask is that in summer class too, I'm like, we are gonna register over here and we're gonna pay the fee from here when we are here. I'm like, we're gonna do all those things in this by this week. So we're gonna travel by this month then. So is there gonna be any kind of problem that when we visit to India to go on with the class or any kind of those things?
There shouldn't be. Blackboard, as long as you have access to the internet, Blackboard should work. I don't know what quality internet you have, but Blackboard does take a little bit of bandwidth. So as long as you've got the internet capabilities, it should work just fine.
So we don't need to take any kind of permissions. We can directly use the Blackboard from anywhere, right, sir?
You should be able to use Blackboard from anywhere.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All right, well, this is being recorded and it will be uploaded someplace. Sarah will take care of that. So if anyone missed anything, they can always log in and see. And then in the meantime, if you have any questions whatsoever on graduate studies, please touch base with Drs. Harrison and Mangrum and they can help you.
We just have an option through the mail, right, ma'am? Or we
What's-
do? I'm like,
Say that
we
again?
have only an option through mail, right? Or do we have any kind of other kind of resources which will be helpful to communicate with them?
Email, if you send an email, then there are Zoom meeting. You could always set up a Zoom meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We have several Zoom, we have 20 Zoom accounts, so there are plenty of accounts for meetings. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right, and just to let you know, our admin staff has been regularly meeting with students using Zoom, so it's no problem whatsoever. All right?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Dr. Harrison. Dr. Mangrum, would you like to say anything?
Write or call if you need anything.
Yeah, and we just wish you a productive rest of the semester and look forward to having you back in the fall or in the summer.
That's right, absolutely. Just remember, this is a short-term thing. We'll get past it. Everyone will get past it. Stay safe.